So we talked last time about this book right here. It's a shared world with a bunch of short story writers, or actually novelists sometimes that just do short stories in this sort of shared fantasy universe. And I find it interesting that the introduction built ludicrously fast and just got you into the world and didn't sit around a lot of time spending, oh, we have castles and this and it's no, it just puts you in the space and started doing character construction kind of all at once. And once you get out of the introduction into the first real short story, which is a story called Sentences of Death by John Brunner, all of 39 pages. But in those 39 pages, we go from seeing that there is an empire to seeing this city called Sanctuary, which is where there's a lot of stories are going to take place. And understanding that there's magic and there's thieves and there's rich people and people who were rich became poor because they squandered it. They sound familiar with some things that happen in the world today. There's people who take advantage of other people to become rich. There are politicians who are corrupt, and there's magic, but they don't really get into magic in the form of, oh, look at all the wizards, and here's how they conduct spells, and here's 50 spells they can do. And no, it just becomes part of the story, right? So something happens, and it happened to be this enchanted scroll. So we're introduced to this world of magic just as part of the story, not as part of, let me go build a bunch of details. So I love this series, and I love Robert Asprin for that very reason. He doesn't go and spend all this time on backstory and explaining the bricks inside the castle were 6 inches by 14. No, he just puts you in there and starts doing character building and story building from the first moment. And the details of the world that you're going to have these stories told in come along with that story. So he world builds, but he doesn't world build first and story tell later. He story tells, or the authors in these short stories, all of which are edited by Robert Asprin, who's a great writer. They all kind of world build as a part of storytelling. So they do character development, they do world development, and they do kind of give you some really cool, hey, look at all these things that go on in this world as you go along. So it really is immersive, and they're quick reads, right? So you don't have to go, all right, I'm going to go read a George R. R. Martin book. I'll see everybody in 2 weeks. And I got to carry around this 30-pound thing. No, it's 30-page shots at a time, and you get a complete little self-encased story that they do build on each other, and they do all exist in the shared world. But they are also by different writers, so you're not like stuck. You're not listening to sort of one voice throughout. So I really like this series, and I'm going to continue reading it. I read it years and years and years ago, but I wanted to dive back in, so we'll be talking about it a lot more.